guys, Marcingan here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and it looks like we have gotten a reveal from our boy I Seriously about the upcoming next Dokkan Fest for Global, and it is absolutely not what we expected. So I Seriously tweeted out this gif of Michael Scott from The Office. Shout out to anyone who is also a fan of The American Office. I feel like I've rewatched it like 10 times, but underneath he says it's a gun that goes pan pan. I've done better, it's true, because obviously I Seriously very often posts a gif to like reveal the next upcoming unit or something like that, so even he admits that the link is quite tenuous. I would never have guessed this just from him posting this gif, that this means that Pan is coming to Global. But yeah, there you go, Pan. So Pan is the next Dokkan Fest coming to Global, not the Resurrection of F Blue boys. Now, this has actually happened before. I brought up the timeline from a couple of years ago. So this is October 2020, so 2 years ago. We got TEQ Ultimate Gohan as the Dokkan Fest right after the Worldwide celebration, when on JP, he was the Dokkan Fest right before the Worldwide celebration. So we had the end of July, TEQ Gohan came out. And then we moved into August, and then obviously in August 2020 the worldwide download celebration started, and we got the Vegito and Boo. So this is obviously very interesting because on JP, Pan came out in July 2022, obviously this year, right? This was after the Tanabata festival, so you got the summonable LR Zamasu. Obviously, the beginning of the Tanabata was the release of Vegeta and Trunks, along with the side banner Goku Black. And you can see here the end of the previous celebration from before. So, Global, we should have been expecting to get the Resurrection of F Blues celebration that brings the Int, Goku and Vegeta exchange unit, the AGL Jacko with the Super Strike Mecha Frieza. Then we also got the EZA for the Metal Cooler Army, and then as we already saw from the end part of the celebration, the Part 2 LR was the summonable LR Golden Frieza. Now, the thing is, regardless of what you think about Pan as a unit and whether you would be hyped for her or not, whether you've seen any of the coverage of her from JP, this is a bit of an L for those of us on Global who are staunchly now in the Wicked Bloodline camp. I've been raving about Wicked Bloodline for the last couple of weeks now, how great the team is. So I was very much looking forward to this being the next celebration, because whilst I don't really care that much about the Blue Boys, I do think they're a bit underrated, but that's a video for a whole other time, right, when they're actually coming out. But getting the EZA for the free-to-play Metal Cooler Army, and then getting, the King Cold Super Strike, and then getting this guy as well. Wicked Bloodline was going to get a bunch of buffs for Global that are obviously already out on JP that would have been super, super cool. But obviously we are now not going to be getting these next. We are going to be getting the Pan celebration instead. So the Pan celebration does obviously bring a bunch of stuff with it as well. It's not like it's just going to be the Dokkan Fest. But the interesting thing to notice as well is I don't think Pan's celebration has a Part 2 LR. So we get an Awakening for the free-to-play farmable GT Super Saiyan Goku. We get the new Pan. We get the Trunks and Giru as the support unit. I've got their pages up. We can go over their details. The free-to-play STR Rildo gets an Awakening as well. And then they both get EZAs, which is pretty cool. And then as we moved into August of this year, which is, of course, we got EZA for Oob. We got the new Prime Battle LR. We got the EZA for the GT Trio, and then JP had the Double Rates banner, which of course when this comes out on Global, as we now know from the banner format, this is going to be a Carnival banner with Carnival coins. But this is kind of in place of a Part 2 LR, I guess. And then they got the EZA for Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku that Global got as the end of the anniversary. And then we went into the download celebration. So this celebration has no Part 2 LR. So I'm very intrigued to see what they're going to do, because if we go back to the I need to be on the global one. No, this is the JP one. If we go back to where we are this year, no, sorry, we'll go by last year as the example. So October, we got the Dokkan Fest, which was the Gohan. His celebration had a Part 2 LR. And then we had a world tournament. We moved into, you know, all throughout October. Because there was a part 2 LR, it was one of those full month celebrations. And then we got to November and we had the release of, this is where the Goku and Vegeta, the Vegeta and Trunks should come out for us this year. So that means that for October this year, we have a Dokkan Fest dropping, but we don't have a part 2 LR. So I'm assuming the double rates banner is going to be here. But yeah, this throws the future schedule for everything else that's coming out for at least the next month or so into a bit of disarray. Because like I say, there is no part 2 LR for the Pan celebration. So very interesting to see what exactly they are going to do on Global. So obviously getting some of the easy A's and stuff for this should be pretty interesting. Pan is a very interesting unit. I mean, look at the size of the wiki entry. She has a unit super attack with multiple different characters, right? Trunks, Giru, and then Goku. They're basically all the same, except the Goku one has a higher chance to stun. But basically they greatly raise attack, as opposed to her on her own super attack, which is just raises attack and then a medium chance to stun. The other two, the Trunks and Giru unit supers have a high chance to stun, and then the Goku one has a great chance to stun. But Pan is a very interesting unit. So in terms of her passive, she has start of turn attack and defense, obviously. She gets additional attack and defense when attacking, and then she gets key +2, additional attack 50%, and reduces damage received by 50% before attacking as the first attacker in the turn. So if she's in slot 1, she has 50% damage reduction. And then she gets additional attack and defense 20% up to 100% for each attack performed. Launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super when your team has a GT Heroes ally whose name includes Goku, Trunks, or Giru attacking in the same turn, which you pretty much are always going to have on her like ideal team build, right? So high chance to get an additional super. She's greatly raising attack on all of her unit supers, so she builds up attack very, very quickly. And then she has an active skill. Once she's attacked 5 times, you have to have a Goku on the same turn. And then her active skill greatly raises attack, does ultimate damage, and has a 59% chance to crit. So I've seen screenshots of this because how greatly like she builds up attack. If you save her active skill to use on the final boss, I've seen screenshots of her doing like 30 million, 50 million, like ridiculous amounts of damage. So she can put out a ton of damage. She's got the damage reduction in slot 1, but I have seen a lot of clips as well of her getting caught out. Like she'll tank attacks in slot 1 really well, then she attacks, and then she gets supered. And she's lost that damage reduction, and she can potentially take a lot of damage. But she is a strong unit, definitely very interesting. Her active skill, of course, has the Super Saiyan 4 Goku in it, which is why you have to have a Goku on rotation. And the active skill animation is pretty cool. And then the Trunks and Giru support unit are actually really good as well. They change 2 types of orbs to int. They get 120% attack and defense. They support GT Heroes, Bond of Friendship, and Dragon Ball Seekers for 1 key and 20% attack and defense. If the unit is in all 3 of those, then they give all of them. It's one of those multiplicative ones. So if they're in 2, they'll get 40%. If they're in all 3, they get 60%. Then they get an extra bunch of attack and defense with 3 or more key spheres, 120%. They then get another 120%, and all enemies attack minus 20% with 5 or more orbs. And then all allies 2 key, attack, defense, and chance to crit 10% with 7 or more orbs. So because they changed 2 types of orbs, this isn't that difficult. And if they pick up 7 orbs, they're giving an extra 10% support. So a unit who's in all 3 of their categories, like Pan, gets 70% support if they pick up 7 orbs, which is pretty ridiculous. So this unit is very, very good. So it'd be interesting to see how the second part of this celebration, I guess, whatever you want to call it, I don't know if they'll separate it into 2 shorter ones, or they will just call whatever comes after her main, like part 1 stuff, part 2. But yeah, Pan is the next Dokkan Fest for Global. So let me know what you guys think down below. For me personally, while she is a good unit, and I will obviously summon, right, because I'm a content creator, I want to try and get at least 1 copy so I can make videos, but I'm not that bothered about her. This is one of those banners where I will quite happily just stop summoning after I get the first copy. But she definitely is an interesting unit, so let me know what you guys think down below, and what do you think this means for the schedule for the rest of the year for global. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.